conducted in order to measure the actual relationship between price-earning ratio and return on investment. This study also conducted by taking American country as an example with two companies which are the Google and Facebook as a sample in order to determine the actual relationship between this financial ratio. Generally, the price-earning ratio is used to valuing the company and it is measured by using its current share price and its per share earnings. This ratio also known as a price multiple ratio, and this ratio explains that the dollar amount for an investor expected in order to gain for $1 amount for that company's earning. This ratio, the reason why it is called as a multiple ratio because it is shown on how much that the investor are willing to pay for the per dollar earnings. The simple way to know on how value its price earning ratio is the higher price earning ratio will lead to the higher earnings growth in the future, and the lower price earnings ratio indicates that it's currently in undervalued situation. Generally, return on investment can be defined as a ratio for any individual or firm used in order to measure the performance and evaluate the most efficient investment or comparing different investment with the most good in return. Return on investment also is something that are measured for the amount, the return for the particular investment with the total cost. This ratio measures whereas the outcome will be in percentage, and it is easily ways to compare each investment with the returns. To interpret the return on investment outcome, the higher return for return in investment are highly preferred because it is more efficiently for the company in order using on their asset to generate the sales.
For this assignment, our group decided to choose two companies from the Internet Software and Services industry, which are the Google and Facebook. Internet Software and Services industry is engaged in enabling and supporting commerce and other types of business transactions over the Internet. So it could be via perpetual license agreement where the customer purchase the software, or it could also be where the customer contract the service. And the product that offered in this industry is flexible because it depends on the customer needs. So Google is an American multinational technology company that specializes in internet-related service and product. Google is founded in 1998, and the services designed by Google is for work and productivity like the Google Docs, Google Slides, and then there are also for email purposes like the Gmail, and then for cloud storage, the Google Drive and Google Translate for the language translation, and then there are also Google Waze, Google Earth, and Waze for the mapping and navigation. So Facebook is an American online social media and social networking service company. Facebook is founded in 2004 and it was started as the website for Harvard students, but then it expanded to other Ivy League schools like the Yale, Columbia, and Stanford. And then finally in 2006, Facebook is available for everyone. And there are a lot of improvements for Facebook, like they created a marketplace, and then they also made the Facebook for iPhone, Facebook for mobile, and then they also made this Facebook chat, which called Messenger right now. And then there are also this Hello, which is the messenger features where you could call someone, and then the video call, which is the collaboration between Facebook and Skype.
Regression is a statistical method that allows us to summarize and study relationship between the two continuous variables. One variable, denoted x, is regarded as the predictor's explanatory or independent variables. In our case, the independent variable are the quarter stock return for the two companies. The other variable, denoted y, is regarded as the response outcome of dependent variables. In our case, the dependent variable are the price-earning ratio for the two.
In this section, we run simple linear regression using the quarterly stock returns and the quarterly P/E ratios of these two companies as our variables. The independent variable here is the quarterly stock return, while the dependent variable is the P/E ratio. The sample we've taken is the 10-year data for Google and 5-year data for Facebook. Here is the results of the regression analysis. The first part is the regression statistics. Here we can see for Google, its R-square value here is 22.9%, which means that 22.9% of the variations in the independent variable is explained by the independent variable. Here the just R-square value takes into account of the sample size, and we can see that this number is smaller than the R-square value here because our sample size is relatively small. And for Facebook, the R-square value is very low, not even amount to 1%, and the adjusted R-square value is even lower because in 2013 Facebook's P/E ratio was something like 2,800. It's an extreme value, and it somehow broke our model here. So we will just discuss the results of Google. The second part is ANOVA analysis. Here we can see the significance F value here. For Google is 0.0018, and it's much lower than 5%. Generally, if it's lower than 5%, the correlation between the independent variable and the dependent variable is significant. But here, our broken model shows a significance F value of 0.67, and that means the correlation between the dependent variable and the independent variable is not significant. The p-value here it happens to be the same as the F value here because that there's only just one independent variable for each of these two analyses. And here we can see the Google's linear regression. Only Google's linear regression will be valid to some extent, and its P ratio equals to 38.29 plus 45.49 times the stock returns. For the results of the regression analysis conducted on Google and Facebook, the stock return had little correlation to the P ratios because both independent variables did not explain much about variations in the dependent variables. And this corresponds to the previous study done by Esther.
After we analyze our findings and report, the study is about the relationship between price-earning ratios and return on investment (ROI). We can conclude that the relationship with our industry, Google's and Facebook's stock return and price-earning ratio have little correlation to each other's. Before that, we took 5 years historical data for Facebook and 10 years for Google's. The relationship between of them are probably not same in p-value and linear equations. So after we do the regressions, the results prove that Google company is better than Facebook company in their investment performance. People knows high risk brings high returns. So of course they want to invest with a good company. From the results, we are convinced again that Google and Facebook or stock returns have little correlation to price-earning ratios because both independent variables did not explain much about the variations in the dependent variables. So that's all from us. Thank you.